Alright, so the first trick we're going to show you guys today is a way of boxing your opponent in off the start using this cone extension. And then this is just a little clip I hit while using it. So to break that down for you guys, you're just going to want to place a pyramid, edit the back 2 tiles, then you'll wrap around pyramids over top and catch yourself with 2 walls and a stair. The reason this works so well is because when you place this edited pyramid and the pyramid over top, if your enemy's ramping up at it, they're going to be forced to 90 here, and by the time that they've done that, you've already wrapped around with the pyramids like you'll see in just a second. Then you can edit open the wall and get a free shot or place a trap if you have one. This is just to show you guys that if you ramp out once at the start of your 1v1s, you should ramp out once after your 90s before you edit the pyramid. And then if you ramp out twice at the start of your 1v1s, you should ramp out twice after your 90s. This move is surprisingly consistent, but you're not going to get your opponent in the box every time that you do this. So here's some options to keep your speed up and transition in the case that you don't trap your opponent. Once you become comfortable with this trick, it is something you could pull off in the middle of a fight or in pubs or whatever, but it's going to require you to be really good at reading your opponent as well as being in a specific situation.
Alright, so the next trick we're going to show you guys is how to easily ramp over your opponents off the start. It's pretty simple. All you need to do is get a double ramp off of your second 90. Now what that does, if I show you the enemy's point of view, the ramp over your head will completely block your opponent from being able to ramp over you. So the fastest way that I've found to do this is you just run to the top of your ramp on your second 90. You place 2 floors and a ramp in front of you. Then you look straight up to get the ramp behind you. And then you need to look back down to get the ramps over your opponent. Now one thing you want to be careful of is flooring yourself by placing the floor for your double ramp too early. So just always make sure that you're running to the top of your ramp before placing it. Also, even if your 90s aren't the fastest, this will still work, because as you can see, you can place the ramp that blocks your opponent a lot sooner than he can place his ramp over you.
This next trick uses a technique of 180ing, which allows you to ramp over an opponent who's doing double 90 starts. We tested this around 50 times using different techniques of 90ing, ones that we thought were the fastest. What we found is none of the 90s were able to ramp over the 180. The closest that we got to that was Bizzle's 90s, so that is what you'll see in the video. To break this down for you, you're going to want to run about halfway up your ramp where you see your edit keybind. From there, you'll turn around 180 as quick as possible, place 2 walls, a floor, and a stair, and that'll end up being really fast because it phases you up onto the top of your ramp and you're jumping from pretty low down on your ramp. So I think that is what makes the difference in being able to ramp over the 90s. Keep in mind that this is only going to work if you ramp out once at the start of your 1v1s. When you ramp out twice, there's a different offset in where the ramps line up, and the 90s will end up beating the 180s in that case.
Alright, so this next strat is going to be a really easy and unexpected way to cone your opponents. So instead of placing the ramp where you meet after your turnaround, you just want to jump and cone them, and then you connect to their ramp. You can get the cones on the sides as well, and that will just slow them down even more. Now for this strat, you can literally have the slowest 90s in the game, and this will still work almost every time. Because as you can see, even if they ramp over you, you can still get the cone on their previous ramp before they get past it. So obviously, once you do this a few times, your opponent will start to catch on and most likely start cone flooring himself. So this will require you to read your opponent and know what he's doing so you can counter it. So as soon as you jump to place the cone, you need to realize whether or not he coned himself and be able to react to that by doing a 90 so you block him from being able to edit through, or if he tries to go to the side, getting that cone as well. But yeah, once you get good at reading your opponents and knowing what to do in every situation, this start will be pretty much impossible to counter.
Anyway, that's all we have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and learned something. I will see you next time. Peace.